CSR partners act as enablers and not just donors because they play a key role in reducing donor fatigue, individual donor fatigue. Now, what I mean by that is we have cases where in certain organizations we have dedicated individuals who give. Some people call them generals, some people have certain names by which they address these people, and they give certain amounts every month. And then, at a time, because there are projects and then we don't have funding for certain projects, people lean on these donors over and over again. Before you know, they begin to experience something that we call donor fatigue. And so that's where the CSR, the corporate part, comes in.
Hello, welcome to Voices of Regalo.
We have a remarkable guest in our midst today, and I'll just glance through her profile. She is an accomplished professional with over 12 years of experience in corporate branding and human development. She has a strong background in managing corporate identities for medium and large businesses, implementing strategies that resonate with target audiences. As a human and community development expert, she specializes in strategic leadership, crisis management, public speaking, project management, and team building. She has an Executive Master of Business Administration degree, and she was awarded an honorary doctorate degree as a Doctor of Strategic Leadership from Miles Leadership University. Now let's welcome the founder and project director of Regalo Hope Foundation, Dr. Chinenye Onura.
Thank you very much. I'm excited to be here today.
Wow, Ma, you look really good.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah, thank you very much. So we'll be discussing on the topic, the impact of CSR and scholarship in charity organization. Then our case study will be Regalo Foundation. So our first question goes thus: what is the impact and role of CSR funding in building operational capacity, launching new initiatives, and ensuring sustainability?
First of all, the impact of CSR, which is corporate social responsibility, cannot be undermined. And this is because CSR acts as a catalyst for organizations' funding source. So CSR partners act as enablers and not just donors because they play a key role in reducing donor fatigue, individual donor fatigue. Now, what I mean by that is we have cases where in certain organizations we have dedicated individuals who give. Some people call them generals, some people have certain names by which they address these people, and they give certain amounts every month. And then, at a time, because there are projects and then we don't have funding for certain projects, people lean on these donors over and over again. Before you know, they begin to experience something that we call donor fatigue. And so that's where the CSR, the corporate part, comes in, leaning on these partners, the enablers, who are not just donors, but they are people who enable us carry out this project. We now lean on them to, carry out this project. That funding they give us, probably, some of them give it to us based on, money they have realized, at the end of the year, after they've checked their returns and all of that. Some of them have certain amounts that go to charity. We rely on this donation to be able to drive impact in our community. And, the CSR funding is a key enabler that boosts capacity, drives innovation, and ensures long-term sustainability for most of the initiatives at our organization.
Wow, that is impressive. So I'll go to the next question. How can CSR funding enhance the foundation visibility and credibility within its community?
Well, this funding opens doors to greater opportunities, because take for example, some years ago when we had donation of renewable energy, which is solar power, to Regalo Hope Foundation from IHS. And it came at the right time. It came at the time when we had just few years after we had launched the resource center. So that donation helped us to drive change in the community, because the resource center was created to drive change in the community. Now, to help people come in, have access to tools, technical tools to study, have access to computers, books, resources, that's the word, to study. And so we needed power. Power was the extra thing that we needed to drive that change. At that time, we looked out for donations, but fortunately, IHS came through, and then they gave us 12 solar panels and batteries and an inverter to be able to drive power in the center. So somehow it's helped, in community initiative. It helps us create public awareness. It helps us build strong, a collaboration force. Now, with that collaboration from these CSR partners, we are able to collectively fuel our purpose. Without it, sometimes it limits, what we do. But, with them pumping some funding into the system, giving us some support, both in resources and cash donations, it helps us drive change in our community at large.
Drive change in our community. How do Regalo Hope Foundation ensure transparency and accountability in utilizing CSR funding received from corporate organizations?
Yeah, if you go to our website, you will see that every year we publish our audited financial reports. We are transparent with our financial, our financials. We are transparent with all of that. We always put up our audited report so that our funders and our donors can see what we've used the money that they've given to us over time or during the period of that year, what we've used it to do. We also ensure that these projects that we have claimed that we want to do, when we've done them, we put out pictures, we put out proof that the projects have been carried out, the POEs, the proof of execution. That's one way of ensuring transparency. We also allow our donors have a look at our financials. Now, some donors request that they see your past financial statements, they see what you spent the money on, they want to be part of the process. So for some of our projects, we ensure that these donors, we give them visibility into these projects so that they see firsthand what their money is doing for them and for the community that they've dedicated this funding to.